¿Qué pasó, familia? How's it going? The All for Nothing DVD is back out. Literally, we're going to be going through episode 1 to 3. So let's get straight into it. This review for this documentary series, All for Nothing, because we didn't win anything, for me was a mixed bag. It was nice to see certain things. Other things I felt were alarming. And we're going to get straight into it. Not going to waste any time, caramba. Make sure you like and subscribe. For me, the first bit, Saka, the support that we saw behind the scenes for Saka after his penalty miss for England, I think that was really nice to see. The abuse that he got, the things that he was sent, I think was disgusting, nasty, and it was nice to see the footballing world, all fans around England and Arsenal fans, showing him the support, showing him that we got his back, showing him that, keep your head up, life goes on. You're a baller, a good young baller that seems very humble. I think in this documentary, Saka's come across you can see he's very humble. You know what I mean? With all this fame and notoriety, and even him later on in the documentary saying that he can't go anywhere without being recognized, he seems very down to earth. He doesn't seem like it got to his head. You know what I mean? And I think it's very easy for a lot of people for it to get to his head. But he seems very cool. He seems like he comes from a very nice family. And they've kept him grounded, even though the guy is on, a stupid amount of money. I know he's going to get a new contract, but still, for anyone, I mean, I don't know anyone that's earning 30, 40K a week. But the guy seems really grounded. It was so nice to see, that even though we still need to eradicate racism and some of the abuse that's disgusting, like racism or going onto players' social media and attacking them, like not taking it beyond football and criticizing them directly, their families, absolutely disgusting. I don't condone any of that. You know what I mean? And it was nice to see the footballing world be together and Saka get that, as we say in Portuguese, aquele apoio, that help, that support. It was nice to see that. I can't lie. You know what I mean? It was touching to see, there's still a lot of good fans out there. Can't, taint every fan like that. It's something that is prevalent in all, and not just in England, and in a lot of countries, let's just keep it real. There's a lot of that. And we just need to kick it out of society, and then it'll be kicked out of football. But listen, very nice seeing the support that Saka got. Arteta then says the expectation of this club is to win every match and to win trophies. So listen, nobody ever come to me ever again, caramba, never again come to me and say I'm negative. This manager, he himself has continued to say that the expectation is to win trophies, and it is, and it should be. So I don't really understand why for so long, so many Arsenal fans get so rattled when you're not happy coming 5th, 6th, 8th, and you're not happy with that and you want to win. This manager, the head of this youth project, that was happy to do this All for Nothing documentary because we didn't win nothing, is saying it's about winning trophies. So there you go. Not even my words, Arteta's words. They showed the Super League protests where for the first time, the only time Arsenal fans came together against something. And I remember that. And I felt like, when I saw the protest, I'm glad that they showed that because it's the only time I can remember in recent years that Arsenal fans all came together, obviously in protest of the Super League. And I felt, if we can protest against the Super League, why can't we all protest to get this owner out? Because they've sold us a lot of dreams and nothing's come to fruition. And there's a lot of things that's gone on in the club that isn't correct, that I'm not happy with. And I felt like, I remember going to the protest a protest that was done after for Turkish. Big up to Turkish. He done a protest. Obviously, I don't know him like that, but I went to his protest because I believed in it, that we need to get these owners out. They keep promising us things and we're still waiting, and it's just disgusting the way we've been treated at this club. But seeing us come together for the Super League and not for the Kroenkes out, I'm like, we have the ability to do it. Why don't we do it more often? Do you know what I'm saying? So listen, it was kind of bittersweet seeing that again, because it's like, when would the fan base wake up and see that we have still not addressed everything that needs to be addressed at this club? We are still not raised the standards as to only good enough to win major honours. And if you're not, we go and get the people that are good enough to make Arsenal the most successful club in England. We're one of them, but we're not recently. We haven't been even competing. So it is what it is. Josh Concrete mentioned since they took full ownership of the club, they are trying to gain the fans' trust back. Contracts are still being terminated. Abba and etc. were able to leave for nothing. Bellerin's running down his contract. We're still buying deadwood like Tavares, like Trusty. So you're trying to win us back, but you're still doing the same mistakes. Some people will say, oh yeah, but no, sir, you're complaining. They've only been in here for 3, 4, 5 years. Yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm seeing the same mistakes that we had from before continue into this new regime and this youth project. Why are we getting rid for nothing of our most expensive players? Why are we literally getting players in like Lokonga, Tavares in positions that we do need strengthening and then deeming them not good enough and sending them straight back on loan as if our starting 11 is ready to compete, as if this squad is ready to compete? That is not good enough. Yes, Jesus is a good signing. Yes, Zinchenko's a good signing. It still hasn't strengthened the fact that we need two strikers. We need two strikers if we're going to be serious in competing for the league. We still need to tackle our midfield. We still don't have a right back as good as Tini or Zinchenko on the right-hand side. We still don't have enough rotation for Saka and Martinelli. Are we going to burn them out like we did last season? So it's very easy for him to say, oh, since we were trying to gain the fans, the trust back in the fans. Listen, the way you can win me over is shut me up by actions. When you're buying a Ramsdale and I'm thinking Ramsdale's going to be crap and he turns out to be a good buy, I'm still not, the jury's still out because I still need to see another season of Ramsdale performing consistently like he did last season. I think he was one of our better players last season. That shuts me up. Winning the league shuts me up. Winning the Champions League shuts me up. This is the expectation I have for the club, and clearly Arteta has that for this club. So when you're seeing Josh Kroenke being part of these little interview bits, it just seems like, you know, because the documentary's there, he's now, oh, look at him, he's around the club, he's doing this and that. Listen, if you're around the club, how are you allowing us to run contracts down? How are players leaving for peanuts? How are we letting Leno go? A German international, and we're only getting £3 million. Solaski, was it Solansky or Solaski? That Solansky or whatever, the striker that was at Liverpool that left there and went to Bournemouth. Yeah, they got more money for him, and he's not even a starter. I don't even think he's ever played a first team match for Liverpool, and they still managed to get 20 million of it. Leno's an international for Germany, one of the international giants in football. You know what I'm saying? And we're only getting 3 million, and then we're only going to get the other 4 or 5 million if they avoid relegation. How can anyone justify that? How can you justify that? I don't think that's something that you can justify. So, Josh, it's easy to come out and be talking, but you need to do a lot more action, my guy. Josh met with Edu. Once again, he had a lot to say, Josh. He had a lot to say. I can't lie. This filo da puta had a lot to say. Josh met with Edu, who he said he wanted to address the right-back position, which we had Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Cedric, Chambers, and Bellerin. Well, a year on, and we've still got a lot of that deadwood still here on the right-back position, you know? At the end of the day, Tomiyasu, is he any better than Cedric? I don't think so. They're probably about the same level, and neither of them are good enough. Let's just keep it real. They're not good enough. They're not good enough. They're very average. You know what I'm saying? Tomiyasu's a little bit better defensively. Cedric's a little bit better going forward. Neither one of them is a complete right back, in my opinion. Do you know what I'm saying? Then you've got Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Why are we still holding him back at this club? Why can't we get rid of him? Then you have Bellerin. He's still here to the point where he's now deciding, well, he's thinking about terminating his contract. So it was interesting to see that they wanted to address it, but we're still yet to address that. Another year on, and we're still yet to address that. People could say, oh, but you can't address everything. Yeah, you can't address everything. But when you're buying Tomiyasu, and I'm not that impressed. When you're buying Lokonga, I'm not that impressed. And Tavares, I'm not that impressed. A year on, I mean, I thought Edu came out and said when we bought Fabio Vieira that we are looking for the right players. Both of them have said are these the right players? Are these going to take us forward? If so, how come they weren't good enough to get us at least into top 4 last season? But we continue. They said Arsenal bankrolled. Yeah, they love these little words here. Bankrolled. What do you mean bankroll? Every club gonna bankroll. What does that even mean, bankroll? You use the money that the club has, like any other club. Like Chelsea bought their players, like bought Sterling, like Man City. Like anyway, they said Arsenal bankrolled Odegaard, Tavares, Lokonga, Ben White. Josh comes out and says, you can see how our grand plan. When he said grand plan, I was like, this filo da puta. Like, what do you mean grand plan? Man said, you can see how our grand plan is going. I'm thinking, and then my guys high-fiving Saka and Arteta in the training ground. I'm thinking, bro, Odegaard is hella average. And the other day against Crystal Palace, now people are seeing what I'm talking about. The guy was ineffective, like not going forward, no forward passing, not dribbling with the ball, not taking on defenders. Absolutely shocking. Unless a team opens up, this guy, is ineffective. Absolutely ineffective. Then you've got Tavares that was bought, not good enough, is out there in Marseille. You got Lokonga, not good enough. As soon as Granit Xhaka is available, we'll play him over Lokonga. How many games has Lokonga been getting? Ben White, man's been dispossessed like that, out of the centre-back positioning in favour of Saliba, a player that we deemed not good enough and not ready. So When man's giving high fives in the training ground, like a filo da merda, and giving high fives to Saka, it's like, bro, do you think this is world-class business, bro? Because they ain't world-class business. I don't understand how you man are getting bare happy, bro. Because most man that was bought last summer when we spent 150 M's, most of them are going out on loan or deemed not good enough. You know what I'm saying? And barely getting any game time. So I don't understand where the high fives. Hey, high five, yeah. Hey, high fives, man. High five. High fives all around. Yeah, boy. High fives. What's going on here? Bro, it's embarrassing, bro. It's embarrassing the way they gas up everything. Like everything is hella gassed up at Arsenal, man. On signing Ramsdale, they did touch on online abuse, and this is what I'm talking about. Like I said, for me, I feel like I stay within the parameters. I judge players if I don't think you're a good baller. When I talk about Odegaard, I tell you why I don't like him. When I talk about Ben White, I tell you why I don't like him. In terms of being footballers, it's nothing personal about them as a person, and this is why we always have to differentiate. Fans that will slide in DMs, talk about family, talk about your heritage, talk about all of these things, yeah, nothing to do with football. And fans that, like myself, that will tell you, listen, I don't think you're a good footballer. I don't rate you as a footballer. You don't do it for me. You know what I mean? As a footballer, you're shocking. Like Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka is somebody that I get onto a lot because I don't rate him. Yeah, and again, he dropped another stinker against Crystal Palace. Absolutely done nothing. But when I talk about him, I talk about his footballing ability. And this is what's sad to see, that some fans have to take it too far. You don't need to go on people's DMs. You don't need to start getting that level of abuse. There's a difference between abuse and criticism. I criticize players, but I'm also not going to go find them and start abusing them and attacking them. Like that, all of that stuff is just weird. Like for me, just a bunch of weirdos. So it was nice for Ramsdale to say, you know, he sometimes have to turn social media off and just focus. And I do it with this channel. You know, I got certain people coming on, you know, typing all sorts of things, trying to trigger me. As soon as I'm off camera, I just zone out. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to compartmentalize. And it's sad because you shouldn't have to be facing abuse for giving your opinion or to be a footballer. You shouldn't have to be receiving abuse, but it is what it is. There's a very big difference. Let me clarify. Very, very big difference in criticism of you in your profession and you being abusive towards somebody's nationality, family, and personal life. Very big difference in my opinion, but it is what it is. You had a KSI in his own words saying being an Arsenal fan is now tragic, nothing to cheer about, not even in the Champions League no more, no trophies. And that resonated with me because I was like, bro, he's saying it as it is, it's true. There's nothing to be jolly about being an Arsenal fan. We're not competing with the big boys. We're not winning major honors. You know what I'm saying? We're barely winning the cups anymore. This manager, since he took over the dead squad that Unai Emery left him, when's the last time he's competed for one of the cups? We threw away the cups last season. And KSI, I think he was spot on. Obviously, I think, unless you're living under a rock, KSI, one of the biggest YouTubers in the world, obviously an Arsenal fan from here, the UK. But yeah, man, I agree with what he had to say. Arteta team talk about, I believe in you guys. We are stronger. I know you guys are fucking trying, goes over the players' heads, and we lose to Chelsea. The halftime team talk was rubbish. No formation change. Just, I don't want you guys walking. I mean, we are 2-0 down. Change something. And that's how exactly how I felt. Like, it's just like, bro, I didn't see enough in this documentary talks about tactics. There was such a, listen, maybe some people will say, oh, he doesn't want to give away certain tactics. Bro, I want to know, if you're not going to put cameras behind the scene, I want to know tactically what you're working, because I'm still seeing the same deficiencies this season in the Crystal Palace game, that I was happy with the result, not happy with the performance. What are you saying to Granit Xhaka? What are you telling Odegaard? What are you telling Nketiah? What are you telling these guys? What are you telling Tavares? What are you telling Cedric, Tomiyasu? I want to know what are you telling these guys, because I'm still seeing deficiencies in their game and I'm not seeing it being addressed. In my opinion, I'm not seeing it being addressed on these players to shut me up. They're not, because they're doing the same things that I've said about their game. So I would have loved to see that. We didn't see that. And it was very more inspirational team talks and guys, I want you to be together. Bro, I wanted to see more tactics. Like, that's something that I wanted to see. I wanted to see how they're training, not how they're training, what they're working in training. Because training, you're practicing what you're going to recreate in the game situation. I wanted to see that. I didn't feel like I saw that. And that was disappointing to see. But anyway, Vinay talks to Josh saying, we have the youngest team. There's going to be ups and downs. When you're winning, everyone's together. Winning hides everything. I found Vinay's words very interesting. And listen, the whole show, you already know they're always the same narrative. We've got the youngest squad. We know. You decided to create this team like that. It's not the only way to create a team. It's Tottenham going through a youth project. Yeah, but their team, look at the way they performed against Southampton the other day. So at the end of the day, like, stop using it as a crutch when you lot decided to build a team like this. You don't have to. You lot did it on purpose. So stop using it and like peddling it all the time in our face, like pushing it in our face. You project. Okay, now put the buddy. We heard it enough. But listen, I found it interesting when Vinay said, when you're winning, everyone's together. Winning hides everything, and it does hide everything. I think that was a great quote because just like the Crystal Palace game, it hides a lot. I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh, Northside, why are you complaining? Why are you moaning? Cala boca." Even Vinay said it. Yeah, winning hides a lot, and this is the problem. When you look at the Crystal Palace game, if you just watch the game, if you just watch the Sky Sports highlights, you'll be thinking, why the hell is Northside complaining? Porra, esse filho da merda. He's always complaining. But when you actually watch the 90-minute of the game, you can see that there's a lot that hasn't been addressed, and the same culprits are doing the same old mistakes. And there's problems with keeping our style of play consistent for 90 minutes. Certain players just going with the motions, not giving their all, not busting a gut. The manager taking until the 80th minute to make a substitution when we were getting pressured by Crystal Palace. This is what I'm talking about. So yeah, sometimes winning does hide a lot of stuff. Because we got the 3 points, a lot of people won't look any deeper. But there are things there that need to improve. And if we do not address them in the transfer window, guess what? It's going to come back and bite us. And I want us to be winners, which is why I keep saying I want those to be addressed. 2-0 down against Man City, third game of the season, and good old Xhaka, 2-footed tackle on Cancelo and gets a red card. Well done. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, when I saw that, I think they literally picked the wrong time to be, releasing this documentary, because you're literally refreshing everyone's brain as to the problems and weaknesses of this side and where we have gone wrong and what we have not, the lack of business that we actually have done in terms of strengthening the first team in this squad. Granit Xhaka, this is what I'm saying. This is why the youngsters can't rely on him. 2-footed tackle, like, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? This is not the first time. It's not a one-off where he's thrown away games. Yes, we're not really expected to beat Man City, but if we're supposed to be aiming to get up there with them and be better than them, we can't be having players that are liabilities like that. You know what I mean? And after this game, everyone is Arteta out, obviously, and even the so-called positive fans. And it was just so, one thing it also highlighted after all the losses. I mean, the first 3 games of the season we lost. It just shows that all these Arteta sexuals, how much they flip-flop because they want Arteta out. You know what I mean? A lot of them didn't want the manager in. 3 games and no wins. And they were turning. And everyone, you can see in the documentary, and I'm glad that they showed it. Fans were fed up. Fans were like, nah, this ain't good enough. Like, this guy's spent money and everything. And look at the way we're performing. Look at the level of performance. It's atrocious. You know what I'm saying? So that was very interesting to see how the so-called positive Arsenal fans, they flip-flop a lot, but they only want to say what I say when it's fashionable to say it. Josh goes up to Mikel and said he's annoyed that there's fans trying to fracture the group. The only guys you can trust are the ones in the room. And he said he's aware of the narratives around the club. I found this so interesting. Why is it every time that there's what I think is constructive criticism, there's always a narrative? It's not a narrative that we've not competed for major honours for 18 years. It's not a narrative that is unacceptable for a club like Arsenal last season to go 3 games and no wins. It's not a narrative that's unacceptable. That should be the standards and is the standards of this football club. You know what I'm saying? It's not a narrative that this club do spend money, but our recruitment is shocking. And we're not seeing the performances. We're not seeing Mikel Arteta instill a constant style of play here at Arsenal. That is not a narrative. That is talking about facts, because factually, that is all correct. So the way they try and, there's narratives around and people trying to fracture the group. No one's fracturing nothing. No one is fracturing nothing. You know what I'm saying? This manager's been given a lot of support, a lot of money. Last season, we didn't see the quality that we needed to see based on the money invested. And this season, I'm already seeing fractures again because what's needed has not been addressed. Do you know what I'm saying? So all this fracturing the group and narratives, allow it. Like, honestly, like, you're just talking absolute bucaria. Like, the narrator makes me laugh when he says Mikel is a modern day manager with progressive ideas. Like, the guy was putting out cones and bibs at Man City and is now trying to copy Pep. I wouldn't really say he's a progressive manager. Like at the end of the day, he's just literally copy and pasting his version of Pep Guardiola. Like, you know what I mean? Like ain't that like amazing? Like, but the way this narrator was always up the club's arse, and it was to be expected. Like at the end of the day, like, what do you mean modern manager? Like, what is Antonio Conte that I wanted, not a modern manager? Like, what? Just because he's young and he wear a couple Prada, Gucci, Fendi, and all that, he's a modern? Come on, relax. Like the way they overgas it, like just relax, man. Arteta's team talk before Norwich game was touching on how what happened to him as a baby. I think that was quite touching, and this is what I'm talking about. I don't rate him as a manager, but I care about him as a human being because he's a human being like me. I don't think he's good at his profession, and his profession is being a manager. But as a human being, it was sad and touching to hear Mikel Arteta talk about the surgery he had to do as a baby and what happened to him. And I think it was the first of its kind at the time in Spain. That is sad. You know what I mean? You have compassion. He's a human being at the end of the day. And it was sad to hear that. And I can see how he was trying to, you know, talk to the players and connect with them. And he used a lot of his experience, his life experience, to try and get through to players and convey certain messages, which I think is nice. I think it's needed. Not everything is just tactics. These players are humans as well. But I would have liked that to be accompanied by, right, I need you to sit. I need you to play in the pivot. I need you to drop here. Right, we're not getting anything down the right-hand side. Let's play with wing backs. Let's do this. I would have liked to see that accompanied with a lot more tactics than just about personal experiences. I think the mesh of both is more of a perfect way to convey what you're trying to do with the team. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a time for tactics and then there's a time to connect with players and get them wild up and get them, do you know what I mean, pumped up in X, Y, and Z. So listen, it was sad to hear that. Like I said, I'm glad he made it, and obviously he has made it, and I'm glad he didn't die. Obviously, he's here. And yeah, it was touching to hear that. Do you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We know how it turned out. He became a football player, a manager. So it was nice that, you know, the guy didn't lose his life, and the doctors obviously done a good job and saved him. So yeah, big up to him and his family for that. That's obviously sad. And this is what I'm talking about. Listen, this is what we need more in life. Like, you need to have some compassion sometimes. You may not rate a player, rate a manager, but when they go through things, or when, you know, as a human level, there needs to be respect. And I like that we saw that. You know, Ramsdale dad, I found Ramsdale's dad funny, man. Like, when he was getting nervous, he's like, fucking hell. He kind of reminds me of me. I'm like that. Like, I'm just like, fuck's sake. And, you know what I mean? It was nice to see the support that Ramsdale has in his family. It's nice. You know, not everyone is blessed with a very united family front. You know what I'm saying? It was nice to see how Ramsdale's family supported him, was there for him, you know, had his back. It was nice to see that. I can't lie. That was my thoughts on episode 1. Episode 2, obviously, Abba touches why he gets the star in his head. Obviously, he lost his granddad, unfortunately, which was obviously another thing that was sad to hear. Puts a star in his head because he lost his granddad, I think, at a North London derby game. So yeah, I think it obviously must remind him of his granddad, etc. The narrator says the manager is building a team for the future, but needs them to deliver right now. Well, if you need a team to deliver right now, why don't you bring experienced players that know how to grind out results and know how to get performances and knows how to lead players? Why not? Just an idea. You know what I'm saying? Because you keep saying this young players, but we need to perform now. Well, youngsters are inconsistent, so they're going to have inconsistent performances, which we saw last season. It's not hard. Like, honestly, I don't understand. Like, it's not hard, but it is what it is. When does this club do what we need them to do? It is what it is. Seeing Emil Smith Rowe rise is nice, but this about our performance in the league, not a youth documentary. He should have been learning his trade and competing with a world-class number 10 instead of competing against a number 10 I think is worse than him in Odegaard. This is what I'm saying. It was nice to see the background in Saka and in Smith Rowe and them coming through the academy. We want to see more of that. We want to see more of these players getting a chance. But at the same time, we didn't have to spend so much time on it. And if you're going to look at the youth players, okay, when they're having one-on-one chats with people of the backroom staff, let's get into depth in what they're talking about. Not their personal life. All I'm interested in is what is being asked for them tactically. What have they been worked on tactically? Because I rate Smith or I rate Saka. I want to see what's being spoken to them tactically. Do you get what I'm saying? And we didn't have that. And that's something that I wish we could have had. Because listen, it's not this all for nothing. We didn't win nothing. So that's why it's called all for nothing. You know what I mean? But at least give me tactical insight. At least give me some of that behind the scenes more that I wanted to see. But listen, I never thought that this club was going to be fully transparent at the end of the day. I knew they were going to masquerade everything. I do think the first episode, it was a lot more balanced. I will say this, the first episode, it was a lot more balanced in the sense that they did show protest, they did show fan unrest, they did show how fans were feeling at certain times in the season, especially the start of the season. So I think it did show a lot of fans not being happy in the first episode. To be fair to this documentary, even though I don't rate it because it's a DVD about us winning fuck all, which I thought was embarrassing when Tottenham done it, and I still think it's embarrassing us doing it. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. We had one of the backroom staff guys, Carlos Cuesta, the individual coach, talks to Saka about people thinking players lived a high life. The problem with this convo is it put across as fans aren't allowed to critique performances. But for me, that's BS. As long as you aren't racist, threatening, or talking about their family's personal life, etc., you can critique a player and a manager's performances. And that is how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think there needs to be, there needs to be not everything, especially when it's at Arsenal, it feels like everything you say is negative, criticism. No, like, it's okay to critique. Everyone gets critiqued. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's okay to do that. I don't think that that's a problem. But yeah, it's mad. We also see here at Arsenal Barbershop, a fan says that this is the only period in my life where Arsenal and Spurs are kind of level. And it's true. If not to a certain point, they passed us, not in trophies, but in the team. I mean, how many seasons went by and they finished above us? And now you look at them, and this is what frustrates me, and some people don't understand where my frustration comes from. We have won major honours in 18 going 19 years now. Then you're looking at Tottenham and they got a world-class manager and potentially one world-class striker and Son that's borderline hitting world-class. He's there and there, but he's a top-level player anyway, even if you don't want to give him that level of credit. It's the first time I've ever seen Tottenham in that situation, and Arsenal in this situation. How many world-class players have we got? Have we got a world-class manager? And that's why when that guy said that to me, when that guy said it in the documentary, not to me, when he said it in the documentary, that resonated with me. And this is where my frustration lies. Because our incompetence is allowing Tottenham to be competent and be finishing above us. I know that's not the end all and be all, and a lot of Arsenal fans go, but what have they won? Yeah, they ain't won nothing. But they've been in the Champions League in recent time. Look at a lot of things that's going on with them. You know what I mean? In comparison to us, do they let players walk away for peanuts, or do they get full price when they sell a player, whether they want to or they don't? If they're reluctant to sell, they get full price. We terminate contracts. We might even terminate Bellerin's contract. So it is what it is. Thierry Henry says Arsenal is evolving, but don't lose what made you. And the Arsenal DNA is to win and compete. My Donny, Thierry Henry. Exactly. So you have Arteta coming out saying what I'm saying, that the standard of this club should be winning trophies. You got Thierry Henry, Arsenal legend. Yeah? Arsenal legend saying Arsenal may be changing, but don't lose what made you. The Arsenal DNA is to always compete and win trophies. It's mad, but when you're a fan and you say it, it's like you're saying something. You know what I'm saying? People get so butthurt. Like, you lot are the real ones. I know you lot aren't like that, but the majority, they get so flipping butthurt. I'm like, I would expect Tottenham fans to be happy with Arsenal finishing 5th, 6th, 8th, 5th, 6th, 4th. Like, they don't want us to win anything because they are rivals. As a fan, you care about the club and you want the club to be winning. That is when you're happy. Yeah, of course, it's a time to back a manager, but you also have to see something, not see the same mistakes, not see poor recruitment, not see players go for peanuts and then wonder why we don't have enough money to address all the areas in our squad, properly instead of getting youngsters. This is what we want to see. So at the end of the day, Thierry Henry is spot on, man. Spot on. The Arsenal DNA is to win. So some fans need to stop being losers and getting butthurt when fans like me that don't give no pucaria come out and say it as it is, because that is the standard of this club. Edu is even saying this before this season started off. You've had Arteta saying it, you've had Edu saying it, and Thierry Henry saying it. Standard of this club is to win trophies and to be up there competing. We don't have the divine right to win. But if I'm seeing my club competing year in, year out, I will be happy because when I'm seeing that we're doing everything to compete. Listen, I'm so glad Thierry Henry said it, man. But that will go over a lot of super fans' heads because that's not what they want to hear. Because they know if this manager doesn't do it, then give it a chance, give it a chance. This cracked me up. The team talk before the North London derby, Arteta drew a heart and a brain and a smiley face on both of them, holding hands, saying, guys, you need to work with a big heart and a big brain. Oh, this was embarrassing. This Bukaria was embarrassing. Like, why is he doing? It looked like, I don't know if you must have seen Mr. Men. Yeah, it looked like he was drawing Mr. Men, bro. Like, they're not children, bro. Like, this ain't year 3, this ain't year 2, this ain't reception. You don't need to draw a heart with a smiley face and a brain with a smiley face. That shit was embarrassing, bro. Absolutely embarrassing. I don't care. Yeah, we did perform well in the North London derby in the first 45 minutes. I think the first half we ran it. Second half, we let it go a little bit, but we held on. But listen, why are you drawing smiley? Grown men, you know, grown men, you're doing this. Is this art attack? Is this art attack right now? Do you know what I mean? Is this Chuckle Brothers? What is this? Is this Ant and Deck? Is this Ant and Deck's takeaway? What's going on right now? Because it's looking at banter. Is this ball selector? I don't understand because it looked like banter to me. Why are you drawing a heart and a I'm dead? And this is what I'm talking about. This manager ain't good enough. He ain't it, man. He ain't it. You know what I'm saying? I think the photographer did a good job in telling the players, you know, what the club means to him and long life fan, and I think that was good as well. But come on, bro, it's embarrassing, bro. Like, it's embarrassing. Drawing a heart with a smiley face, brain with a smiley face. Like, do you think these players are retarded or something? Like, I don't get it. But the photographer's team talk, I think that was a good idea. I think players need to keep hearing from fans, but fans that, you know, are holding this club to a big account and tell them what this means to us. What I know, a lot of players do know what it means to us, but there needs to be more connection. They need to understand where we're coming from, the frustration. It's frustrating, it's 18 years and not seeing your club competing for major honours. It's not comfortable because I'm an Arsenal fan. You know what I'm saying? I think the photographer did portray that well, and it is what it is. I can't lie. I can't bash him on that team talk. I can't lie. I can't bash him on that. Just keeping it real. But yeah, I mean, that was my thoughts on episode 2. We already know what happened in the North London derby. In the first at the Emirates. All or nothing episode 3. My thoughts on this one: Arsenal 3, Aston Villa 1, and I love the way Ramsdale at the end, we considered a sloppy goal. Ramsdale comes in, slaps his gloves down. He was like, what kind of bukadi is that? It reminded me of Power League. When I used to play Power League, we had Luke, he was a goalkeeper. And he was fantastic at doing that. Like, he would always be talking to us. As soon as we come in, straight away, boys, get in. What was that? You weren't marking, you weren't. That is football. That is football at every level. That is how it is. You come in, you tell, you ain't marking your man. You ain't tracking back. You ain't dropping deep to receive the ball. You ain't working hard enough. We're not getting many chances and you're not putting the ball in the back of the net. You're not playing off each other. You are holding on to the ball too much. That is what's needed. And I loved it. We won the game, but that level of mentality of you don't give away sloppy goals is exactly what I want to see from every player at Arsenal. That is a winning mentality. When you see the mentality of Man City fans and manager, Liverpool players and their manager, Man City players and their manager, it's always to give 100%. Anything else, it don't matter. Pep Guardiola gets his team scoring goals and he's still molding. Why are you not doing that? Why are you not doing that? That is how you get to the top. That is how you become elite. That's how you win major honours. And I like to see that from Ramsdale. I think Ramsdale, out of everyone, showed a lot that he really cares. He really cares. And I didn't think that was acted. I thought that looked quite sincere. He looked like annoyed. Every time there was a mistake, he was getting angry. He seems committed. Like, he seems like his heart is in it. Now, I did see, obviously, the Crystal Palace game. I think he made 1 or 2 mistakes with his clearing up. You know, it was a bit rocky. Hopefully, he can improve in that. He did make some good one-on-one saves, yeah? So there is aspects of his game that need to improve. But I like the fact that he's coming into the dressing room and saying, nah, that ain't good enough giving away that header there. Or not marking your man and not giving 110% till the last whistle. It was beautiful to see. I'm not going to lie. I like to see that from players. I love to see that. I love to see that. That was the mentality of the Invincibles. That's when we started winning things, when we had an elite mentality. Love to see it. Love to see it from Ramsdale. And I hope, you know, one thing I thought was interesting, how come he didn't get made captain? Because he seems like he's more talkative, more expressive when he's not happy. Somebody like Xhaka, I didn't hear him talk about anything. You know, at one point, Granit Xhaka's telling Odegaard, Emil Smith-Rowe, telling Emil Smith-Rowe, you'll be a great player in the future. He's like, no, I want to be a great player now. You know what I'm saying? So I saw more leadership. I saw more, you know, leader qualities within Ramsdale, being vocal, being angry, giving 110%. Because as much as you can be vocal, you still have to lead by example so that people will follow you. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think Granit Xhaka does either. You know, Odegaard, that's now been made captain. I didn't see no leadership skills from him. I don't understand why this guy's captain. Because I'm yet to see any leadership skills from him. I can't like Adamba. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. When Arteta had a briefing with his coaching team after the match, they said Tavares was off the charts. This bit made me laugh. Puta que pariu, meu Deus. Meu Deus. Off the charts, you know. Man said off the charts. I think it was his debut. And man was saying Tavares' stats is off the charts. Man, his performances are so off the charts. My guy's he's back in another league. You know what I'm saying? Man's out there in Marseille, bro. Holding bench. You know what I'm saying? Holding bench, and people that are telling me, he's been performing well at Marseille, bro. I don't care, innit? I don't care. What's the level of the French league in comparison to the Premier League? We play in the Premier League, so I don't care if you can do it out there. Can you do it here? No, you can't. You know what I'm saying? So the fact he's looking amazing in France, in a way, just shows you the level of that league. Because if he's shining there and over here, every time he's playing for Arsenal, he's getting exposed. It's mad. Man saying off the charts, you know. What about his performances off the charts? Apart from running really fast, looking at the Portuguese Usain Bolt. You know what I mean? He could probably sprint from North London to Lisbon in 0.5 seconds. That's about it. But listen, if that's what you want to do, then just be in the relay team for Portugal. Because I'm telling you right now, as a baller, I don't rate this guy. But apparently, it's off the charts. The way they overgas these players, man. Before the Leicester City match, Arteta gets the boys rubbing their hands and closing their eyes, imagining they're going to play the match, holding hands. And I was like, yo, even Aubameyang mugged him off on that one. Like, come on, guys, everybody, hold your hand, please, together, structured, please. We need some performance and structured. We need to believe and imagine the pressure, and they push at it and they walk at it and I don't know what Pucaria this guy was talking about. But I was like, yo, Arteta, what are you doing? And this is why, yeah. Listen, I'm just a bit of banter, yeah, a bit of banter. But listen, what I'm saying is, we've got a young team, young teams, yeah, young players are inconsistent. This is why you don't get a young manager next to these young players, because they're learning their trade. Yeah, the manager's supposed to guide these players so they can reach their potential. He's learning his trade. So he doesn't know the best way to train these players because he himself is learning on the job. Yeah, and this is why he should have learned his stride somewhere else, because it's the blind leading the blind. An inexperienced manager with inexperienced players, you're not gonna get to the elite level like this. And this is why, to me, it doesn't make any sense. If you're gonna get youngsters, yeah, then you need experienced players that know exactly how to coach their team. Exactly how they know how to coach their team. So even though you don't have elite players to do elite things on the pitch, you have elite trainer, elite coach, an elite manager that knows exactly how to guide these players to reach their full potential. And this is where I think this is the big problem with us, that we don't have that. We have inexperience on top of inexperience. An inexperienced sporting manager, an inexperienced manager, an inexperienced team. This is what you get: inconsistency, and not good enough to compete at the highest level. But it is what it is. But yeah, I found it hilarious. I don't think Arteta really liked that. When Aubameyang, you know, he's like, "Come on, guys," he had like a little speech, and he's like, "Come on, guys, put your hand together, please, for me, please." I don't think he liked that. I can't lie. I think Arteta got round. He was kind of laughing like. Marica, filo da puta da merda. You know what I mean? He was kind of like, you cheeky dickhead, bro. You know what I'm saying? This guy thinks he's funny. He wants to be the class clown, yeah? But I found it funny. Aubameyang doing that. I found it hilarious. Before the Liverpool match, Arteta gets the speakers out at training to replicate Anfield atmosphere. This was absolutely pathetic. Like, first of all, you're playing We'll Never Walk Alone for 90 minutes. We know the fans are not going to be singing You'll Never Walk Alone for 90 minutes. Second of all, most of these players have played in stadiums. They've played in atmosphere. For me, just play a high intensity, just do high intensity training. You know what I'm saying? Like, these lot can handle the crowd, bro. Like, it's calm. It's not that deep. They're not kids, bro. You don't need to draw smiley faces on hearts and smiley faces on brains, bro. Like, they understand it's going to be an intense atmosphere. For me, it would have made way more sense, yeah, if you're trying to recreate. Make sure you get proper speakers that are rocking. Like, I'm talking about the ones that you see in Carnival, that you can hear from Wembley. You can still hear it all the way up in flipping Boreham Wood or something. Them speakers are going to make the ground tremble. Get a couple yardie, man, from flipping the carnival. Go get some Jamaicans from Hulls and them. They all got the sound systems. You know what I mean? Go get them old school reggae, man, yeah? They will come down with a big boy speakers. The whole training ground will be rocking. You know what I mean? It'll be beautiful. Jerk chicken. There'll be music. There'll be drinks. There'll be magnums. There'll be everything, bruv. Couple gal with a big booty, string vest. Everything will be lit. The players will be up for it. You get them with the big sound systems, because Caribbeans know about the sound system, big up Caribbeans. You know what I'm saying? You put them there, you play, get the noise from the most loudest stadium that you can, and do some high intensity training. There you go. That would have been a much better than the way he done. He come with some flipping Poundland speakers, yeah, with the stands. It looks like they're gonna blow away if a gust of wind touches it. Man's playing You'll Never Walk Alone constantly. It's like, bro, like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, what are you doing? And this is what I'm talking about. Inexperienced manager alongside inexperienced players, and this manager doesn't know how to get the best out of them. And this is what I'm talking about. Would you really call that elite management? Can anyone see Conte, Tuchel, even Ten Hag, Klopp, Pep doing anything like that? This is what I'm saying. He's going to be stalling a lot of some players' progress, man. I'm telling you. Carlos Cuesta, once again, of the coaching staff, he has a word with Tavares as his performances are up and down. I thought his performances were off the charts. I thought his performances were out of this world. Be excited. Out of this world. Esprit Tavares. I thought it was Esprit Tavares. Yeah? I thought it's off the charts. You can't even see it. So boom! It's like this. Yeah? Usain Bolt, off the charts. Yeah, what happened then? Now it's up and down, yeah? How the narrative changes. Yeah, but anyway, Carlos Cuesta, the background staff, said his performance are up and down. For me, I don't just think he's suited to this league. Like, I just don't think he's suited to this league. But, you know, he has a chance to open up to Tavares. Obviously, Tavares looks like he's quite limited. I think he was speaking Spanish to him and obviously replying in Portuguese. I just felt like Tavares looked like he wasn't interested. Like, Carlos Cuesta's trying to ask him, you know, why do you think your performances are up and down? Why do you think that you're getting, you know, caught out of position, X, Y, and Z? Why do you think this is happening? I know it's a different culture, different club, different country, but why do you feel like that? And he's just kind of flat. Like, I didn't get anything back from Tavares. I didn't know if, you know, obviously he said a different culture, but that's very vague. Like, okay, different culture. Okay, cool. But, you know, I live in the UK. There's loads of Palops. We are Palop. We're African Portuguese. There's loads of us here. There's loads of Portuguese people here. There's loads of cafés here. There's loads. I'm sure he's got family here. We all got family all over the place. A lot of us do have family here as well. We have large families. It's like, what is going on with you, bro? Is something happening in your personal life? Or, you don't know, something, you know, God forbid, happened with your family? What's happened? What's going on? Me personally, I don't think he's good enough. I don't think he's suited to this league. Do you know what I'm saying? Kind of like a Mkhitaryan and players like that. I think they shine in inferior leagues. I don't think the Premier League's good enough for him. But he could have given us a reason as to what is up with him. Something personal, or is he just been down? Is it mental health? Maybe something with his what is it? But we got nothing from Tavares. I don't know. I didn't learn anything from that encounter, and I feel like, you know, I don't know if Carlos Cuesta is that good at his job. I don't know. Maybe he is. I'd like to believe he is. Obviously, he's more towards the younger players' age, and I feel like maybe, you know, maybe Tavares is not somebody that's very open with his feelings. You know, there's some people that are very closed off. Some people are very keep their stuff guarded. But at the end of the day, if you don't tell anyone, then no one can't help you. You know, I'm sure the club will help you if something's going on with your family. If you need more players, I mean, we do have a lot of players that speak Portuguese. Cedric speaks Portuguese. All the Gabriel speak Portuguese. You know, there's a lot of Portuguese speakers here. I don't understand what's going on with him, but it is what it is. Maybe he can, you know, I don't know. But for me, personally, as a player, not as a person, as a player, I don't think he's good enough for Arsenal. We bottled it in a few minutes against Everton, who were near relegation at that time, and Ramsdale storms into the dressing room, calling the players naive. And I couldn't agree anymore. And I remember that because that was the game where the famous words from the super fans was the straw that broke the camel's back. You know what I'm saying? After that, every Arsenal fan, I didn't see any Arsenal fan backing this manager. You know what I'm saying? But you know, a couple of games, a couple better performances, and all of a sudden everything is rosy again, and it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's just like you're only ever able to criticize Arsenal when it's convenient, when the masses are saying it. You know what I'm saying? When you're like me and you're seeing the same old mistakes that I know is going to catch up back with us. No. You're negative, Northside, because it's not the right time right now. The majority have not confirmed that there's been a lot of mistakes, a lot of areas that need to be strengthened. So you can't point that out. You're being negative. You're negative. You know what I'm saying? Everyone that's criticized me, what were you then on that day when we lost to Everton? Because that should have been, everyone was telling me before the Everton game, everyone was saying it's the right time, perfect time to go meet Everton. Yeah, perfect time to go there. And the goal that they slapped, the last goal, absolutely embarrassing. What a goal. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is, man. This is the story of being an Arsenal fan, man. Like, honestly, like, it's just mad. It's actually mad. But yeah, we bottled it. Nothing, just like we bottled top four. You know, it is what it is, man. I want to get you lot's opinion. You know what I mean? I want to get you lot's opinion. So many comments, over 70 comments, man. Big up to all of you lot. Big up to all of you lot. Let's get into some of your comments. Let's get into what you lot are saying. Big up Northside, big up, bro. Thank you, bro, for tuning in. Like and subscribe, caramba. Listen, people, like and subscribe, caramba. Yeah, like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a filo da puta. Don't be a filo da merda. Make sure you like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Even the dreads are standing up because they're getting stressed right now. No sejo filo da puta. Like and subscribe, caramba. You lot are the real ones. You know what I'm saying? Big up to all of you lot. Big up Northside. Was looking forward to this. Big up to you, bro. Big up. Like and subscribe if you're new. Yes, Northside, cheers for the quality content. Thank you, bro. Thank you for your kind words. What do you lot make of it? What do you make of this documentary? I know we've only got, you know, half the episodes. But yeah, the Cronkies don't care about our football club. It's just a business to them. Arsenal was here 1886, not when Stan Cronkies come. Exactly, bro. Absolutely. What's going to happen if Jesus gets injured and possible Zinchenko at the same time? Don't look good for Arsenal then. Or Thomas Partey, because we don't even have a rotation for Thomas Partey. So you're right. But listen, it is what it is, bro. People only want to start pointing these things out once the window's closed. Remember when we didn't address it in January? And then when we missed out on top four, oh, we should have got this player and that player in January. It's always like that. It is always like that. You know what I'm saying? Northside, it was a good win the other night, but we're still lacking a lot of quality to compete. Palace with a bit more quality could have scored a couple of goals, and the other Saliba looked good. Listen, there was positives in that match, and I'd like to believe I do think that my review was positive, but it also highlighted a lot of things that I've been moaning about that have not been addressed. Yes, Saliba played well. Martinelli played well. You know, Zinchenko in the first half, I think, was very good in the first half. I think who else played good that game? I think Saka took his chance very well. Do you know what I'm saying? But Ben White, at times, I saw him not being good enough and not offering enough on the right-hand side. Yes, he did keep Zaha at bay for most of the game, but that was also he's not able to attack and defend. He'd have to sit, and that made us more predictable on that side, and we had nothing. We had no outlet. And when Saka was getting marked in that game, he didn't have an overlapping fullback to help him. Now, I understand tactically you do have to keep one eye on Zaha, but at times you do also need to, you know, when we're one goal up, get the other one, take the wind out of their sails and get it over and done with. And I just don't think he does that. I also think Gabriel had a shocking game. Defensively, absolutely shocking. Do you know what I mean? Xhaka and Odegaard offered absolutely fuck all. You know what I'm saying? This manager making changes at 80 minutes. We used to moan about Arsene Wenger making changes at 60 minutes. This guy's waiting until 80 minutes, bro. I could already see in the first half, the last 5-10 minutes, we were losing control of the game. Palace was starting to come on top of us. So there was a lot of things. Odegaard was shocking as well, but Ramsdale not clearing the ball properly. There was a lot of things that weren't good enough. You know, and what I don't want is everything's just rosy at Arsenal. No, it's not. We're happy with 3 points. Of course, our team won. Of course, we're happy. But that does not take away that the performances, especially after so many super fans are over-gassing our performance against Chelsea and Sevilla in pre-season. Look at the performance when we're in a competitive game and not a pre-season friendly. You have to ask questions, man. We're touching £400 million spent now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to. I think Gabriel Jesus, how did I forget? Jesus was absolutely immense. I think his work rate was immense. All he needed was a goal, but his work rate, flipping out, the way he was getting the ball, turning defenders, turning people, they were trying to mark him out the game. But I'm telling you now, if he keeps that up, I'm telling you, I think I'm going to be happy with him this season. You know what I mean? Just needs to add a goal to that, but I was very happy with Gabriel Jesus' performance. The money we got for Leno, I would have kept him. Exactly. And the money we're going to get for Pepe, I will keep him as well. What's the point getting rid of him for 25 mil when one of you said it, one of you, you know what I mean? One of you lot, big up to you lot, even said, like, who are we going to get for 25 mil that's better than him? So you might as well just keep him. You know what I mean? And use him. Leno's wages were a factor in the price he sold for. Yeah, but at the same time, bro, like, if you got an asking price, if we're saying to clubs that are interested in our players, we keep saying we're not selling Maitland-Niles, the price tag wasn't reached. We're not selling to Torreira to Fiorentina because the price tag wasn't met. We're not selling, you know what I mean, some of these players because Arsenal have been saying that they're not meeting, they are undervaluing what we want, yeah, to sell the player for. So you can't just be saying that for some players and not for others. It's inconsistent. Either you want to get all your money for players or you don't. You can't make an allowance. Oh, that player can go for a fraction of the money, but that one, no. And that one can. It's just confusing. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is why I've been saying that clubs have been trying it on with Arsenal because they know we are shocking at selling players. Absolutely shocking. Shocking. 6 years, £370 million lost in player sales by Arsenal. Shocking, man. You can't justify that. You cannot justify that. Arsenal's bench is a bit how you go and play in top 11 every game whole season is impossible. Exactly. No depth on the bench. Look at Liverpool bench, City's bench, Chelsea's bench. Even Tottenham are getting decent players as backup. Exactly, man. Exactly. There's Prince Fuad. What's good? Stop moaning. Yeah. Well, when we lose, I don't want to hear you moaning. Tavares scored a great goal though yesterday, but still isn't good enough for Arsenal. Then they should sell him. We should have put him out with a loan with an option to buy. Because we all listen. I'm sure he's good at that league, but I don't think he's good enough. He has the minerals to cut it here in the Premier League. I agree with you. What's this here? Ben White had a good game, but all you were saying Zaha's going to kill. Listen, I'm telling you right now, if you think Ben White at right back is the answer, cool. What's this? You're not going to see tactics on a documentary, blood, bro. We're not going to see trophies, so at least what I can see is tactics. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, once you play in the Premier League anyway, this manager's been here 3 years. Clubs work out the way you play anyway. Everyone knows how Man City play or how Liverpool play, and they still can't really stop them most of the time. So it's not really a big secret because in the Premier League, you get worked up. I remember when Leeds first come out with Bielsa, and a lot of people didn't know how he played. But after a while, you know how he plays, and you'll know. So it's not a big secret. I just want to see what they've been told, and like I said, I would have liked to seen it. I know we didn't get it, but we ain't getting no trophies. We know how the season ended. We didn't even get Champions League football. So at least show me that. But it is what it is. I would have liked to seen it. That's all I'm saying. Dino's saying the same thing. Everyone's watching. You can't put tactics out there, bro. It's not a big secret how many clubs play their football, bro. Like, I'm not saying like expose everything, but I want to see something, bro. Like, you think clubs don't already know how Arteta is going to play most time, or how Conte likes to set up his team, or you know what I'm saying? Like, at the same time, let's be real. Like, it's not a big ass secret. We know how different clubs play. We knew how Crystal Palace is going to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, it's not that big of a secret. It's not like he just came into the Premier League and nobody knows how Arteta is going to set out. Do you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I kind of disagree with that one. Had it not been for Saliba and some luck, it would have been the repeat of last season. That's true. What's that? White made the most tackles in an away fixture for a while. What's this? Thing is, performance was same as last season. I didn't see the progress. Press for the first 20 minutes, then park the bus for the rest of the game. Exactly. And that is my problem. It's like, bro, like, we need to be consistent. We can't just press for parts of the You know, you can't be pressing just for parts of the game, and then the rest we just park the bus, like you said. I completely agree. But you know, you've got guys like this Jonathan Davis. Oh, it's too negative. It's too negative. Negative. Okay, it's negative to want to be the best. It's negative. Okay, cool. It is what it is, man. I can't be bothered. What's it? Even then saying, Jordan Davis, this channel isn't for you, as you'll be crying soon. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh my days, putting out cones and bibs for Pep, my man. Exactly. Do you know what I'm saying? It's mad. It's mad. It's actually mad. What's this? Big up Northside in the chat. Hope you're all good. Big up to all of you lot, man. Big up to everyone that's locked in right now. Against West Ham City, barely had to get out of second gear until we beat the team convincingly without having to scrap for 90 minutes. I don't see us going anywhere. Exactly. But nah. You know what I mean? It's I don't know. You can't say anything. You can't say anything. Even when I elaborate on why I feel the way I feel, nah, you're being negative. Well, tell me why I'm being negative. You know what I mean? Tell me. Good news today is that Martin Odegaard has been found safe and well after being reported missing. Listen, we got to you, man. You know what I mean? We want a functional team, high standards. That's what we want. Yeah, that is what we want. That is what I want. What's this here? What's this? Manu, come vai. No, big up to you, man. I'm good, man. Bon dia, Manu to Canada. Yeah, big up to you, man. Watching from Canada. Big up to you, bro. Thank you. Exactly, well said. And fans were saying he wanted to clean. He wanted his clean sheet bonus. I'm not sure who you're talking about. The speakers were interesting, but I understand. What's this here? Funny thing is, Arteta couldn't handle the atmosphere and lost his nut. And we get battered 4-0. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's mad, bro. Like it's mad. This guy, he's not ready to coach a team like Arsenal. People will see it soon enough, man. Arteta could turn out to be a great manager, but at this point, it's more hope than anything else. Exactly. As Expressions would say, touch a button like Vibes Cartel. Exactly. Big up Expressions, man. I like Expressions, man. He's funny. The subs were too late, and we have 5 subs, and he waited. Arteta is a rookie. I want him to succeed, but he does some stupid stuff. Exactly. If he succeeds, Arsenal succeed, and I'm happy. But I don't believe that he will. Like I said, this season is the shut me up campaign. Yeah, shut me up by winning the league. Shut me up by winning the Europa League. Shut me up by actually competing in the league at least. You know what I mean? Like, shut me up by winning a major honor and actually competing in this league. Yeah, and then I'll start to shut up. Up until then, I'm gonna always keep it real and say how I feel. I reckon Arsenal's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Okay, not sure what you're basing that off, but okay, you can elaborate if you want. That being said, I couldn't help laughing out loud when I saw Arteta pulling out the speakers to blast "You'll Never Walk Alone," only to get piped 4-0. Mad. It was definitely embarrassing. Arteta's tactics is literally juego de pasión. Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. What's that? Sometimes that's part of the game. 3 points is 3 points. I get that. But when you're 3 years into your process with your, being able to take over multiple training sessions and getting your players and X, Y, and Z and saying that you have a clear plan, I'm expecting to see consistent performances, bro. Like, I'm not, like, we were inconsistent last season, the season before that, the season before. Like, at what point do you say, no, I want to see consistency? Do you get what I'm saying? It's not like he just came to the team. You know what I'm saying? He's been here for a hot minute now. You should be consistent in the way that you play football. And for me, I'm not convinced by that right now. That's how I'm feeling. What's this here? I agree with you. Yes. Yeah, man. Listen, it is what it is, man. I don't mind people disagreeing with me. It's just when people get rude, you're calm. I don't mind people disagreeing with me. I'm up for the conversation. The world's about differences of opinions. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. Lucky win as usual. Determined by an own goal, not sustainable. That is true. Not sustainable. These kind of performances are not sustainable. And this is why it got me annoyed, because I'm just like, bro, like, how are we looking so good in pre-season? The first competitive match. I know that's Selhurst Park. I know it's not the easiest stadium. I know Crystal Palace fans are up for it. But Look at how much we spend in comparison to them. Look at the size of this club compared to them. Look at how people gas the youngsters at Arsenal. Look at how people gas this manager. So what I'm asking for shouldn't be too much if all of those things are true. It shouldn't be too much. But some reason, for some people, it seems like I'm saying too much. It is too much. I'm asking too much. I don't know. But it is what it is. Listen, tomorrow I will be doing the show, the Rivals show with Deji. It wasn't Deji's fault. It was my fault. I was absolutely hanging on Sunday. Absolutely hanging. This is why this video was supposed to be coming out yesterday. I've done it obviously today. Actually, it was supposed to come out, but I had obviously the Crystal Palace preview to do. Then I had the watch along. The match started late. So I did the live watch along. I think after the match, during the match and after the match, I was live for like 5 hours. So it's mad, but there's still little fanboys in the comments down below. Nah, look at you. Nobody's watching you. Dead channel, dead channel. Don't worry, bruv. Dead channel, but you're always commenting. Dead channel, but you're always liking and subscribing. Dead channel, but you're always here tuning in. You know what I'm saying? This is why I love the haters, bro. Because the haters, I'm telling you, it's mad. You know what I mean? It's mad. It's mad. It's mad. It's mad. But yeah, so obviously tomorrow, make sure people you do stay tuned tomorrow because it'll be me and Deji, and I will try to get forward on as well. And we'll be talking about, Tottenham. Obviously, Tottenham done well against Southampton, came back. I think they were 1-0 down and they came back. So it is what it is, man. And we'll get the lowdown in his thoughts in, what happened in Tottenham's match. We'll discuss once again how I felt about our match. And obviously Arsenal's not playing until Saturday. So that's going to be a long day. I'm happy that it's going to be a 3 o'clock. I think it's 3 p.m. Kickoff. I'm happy about that because it's going to be mad. I've got a lot of things to do. I am working 24 hours this week. I got a lot to do this week. So I kind of don't need this week's match to be late, man. Honestly, don't need it. But it's a mad thing. Absolutely. What's this? Who's texting me now? What's this? Okay, I'll talk now. We'll talk later. What's this? Gilson says, first game of the season, never easy, bro. Physically, it's hard, bro. I've been there. We'll see. We'll see. Liverpool fan, what I meant was that for other teams, they won't be as easy to beat as they were last season. That doesn't mean they'll be up to your standards. Keep the content coming. Listen, we will see, innit? We will see, man, because like I said, man, the documentary, like I said, my overview on the documentary is, I think episode 1 was quite fair. I do feel like they were trying to sell Josh Kroenke like he's always in and around the club, which I don't believe that to be true. But I do feel like they did show us how fans weren't happy, there was unrest with fans and stuff like that. Obviously, we got to see, some of what Mikel Arteta is doing behind the scenes. Some things questionable. Some things actually did get a performance out of the team. But I think, Emil Smith-Rowe and Saka came across well in the documentary. I think Ramsdale came across well. I think other players like Granit Xhaka, we didn't learn anything different. We didn't see much about them. And I wanted to see more. I wanted to see why this guy is always captain and things like that. I didn't really, like I said, they did show some things that I wanted to be shown, so I can give credit on that. But I already knew it's not going to be complete transparency from this club, and I know, they're going to overgas certain things. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm seeing Josh Kroenke, high-fiving people on the training ground, and it's just like, bro, just allow it, bro. And talking about narratives and all that, bro, just allow it, bro. Like, just go allow it, bro. Go have a hot dog. Go relax, bro, because there's no narratives, bro. Like, sometimes things are facts, and the facts is we've been underperforming for 19 years. Let's just be keeping it real. Do you know what I'm saying? And there's not much that I learned that was new. Do you know what I'm saying? But I also, for the North London derby, I felt like the way we celebrated it was a bit much. I think be happy, I think be happy in the sense of be happy that you beat your rivals, but at the same time, we don't need to make it like it's a parade in the changing rooms, like we've just beat prime Barcelona or something. Like, at the end of the day, it's still one game of the season and it's only Tottenham. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, be happy. I think players do need to be happy with a win. But even Roy Keane said it once. Like, he would be happy for a little bit and then back when they're back into training, back focused. Like, it's one win, be happy for a little bit and then back focus. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you have that mentality, then you're always going to aim to be given 100%. And if you do that for every game of the season, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be the most consistent and you're going to win the league. Do you know what I'm saying? If you get overly gassed and thinking you can turn up one game and not turn up the other game, this has been Arsenal's problem. You know what I'm saying? Overgassing one fixture, thinking you can perform against one team and then the other team, it's kind of given 50% or not doing what's needed and overgassing. So listen, that's just my interpretation. This is how the way I look at it. Let me know if you think different at the end of the day. Football's about opinions. Great show. I support all of you who don't settle for mediocrity. 30 years supporting Liverpool. I'm only getting what I want now. What's that? Klopp pushing and wanting more. Yeah, man. Listen, that's what it's about, man. Big up to you. Thank you for tuning in, bro. Like, that's what it's about. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. As a fan, you always want the best for your club. You know what I mean? You're not, there's no, you know, yeah, there's a player that you like, whatever. But if that, you know, at the end of the day, your loyalty should lie with your football club. That's what, you know, remains. And that is, you know, the main, that's the life of the club. The fans and the club are the life of the club. You know, at the end of the day, like, at the end of the day, players are mercenaries and managers are mercenaries. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the truth. You know what I mean? Players, once Arsenal get to the top again one day, God willing, players will want to come. Once we're not attractive anymore, a lot of players don't want to come. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of managers and players are self-serving, and I get it. This is why I don't understand when people overgas a manager that really and truly, if a bigger club comes for him with better players, he's off. He's off. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the truth. But some super fans seem to believe that, you know, these managers and some of these players absolutely love the club. I think the days of, you know, Gerrard and players like that, those days are done, man. Those days are done. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. It is what it is, man. Well done, Northside. Love your content. Big up to you, bro. Big up to you. Caramba. Make sure you like and subscribe, Caramba, yeah? The content keeps on coming. Make sure you like and subscribe, Caramba. I will be looking at news. I haven't seen much of the news today because obviously I was doing this video. So listen, if I see any news, you'll get another video. You guys will get another video later on today. So listen, the content's coming. You know what I'm saying? The content is coming. Make sure you like and subscribe, Caramba. You know what I mean? You already know what time it is. You already know what time it is. We still need players to go and some to come in. Xhaka showed why we need an improvement in this position because man is unreliable. Exactly. Exactly, my bro. Exactly. Absolute facts. We need to see 90 good minutes at some point in time, not 25 to 30 minute stints. Exactly. This is what I'm saying, man. We just want consistency at this club. Like, how long have we been inconsistent? Like, apparently it's negative. Apparently you're toxic. Apparently you can't say that. Yeah? I can say whatever the hell I want, man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the hell I want. And a lot of you lot, you're some real ones. Listen, people, make sure you like and subscribe. Listen, we're on the way to 3K. Make sure you hit the like button. Don't make me have to lift up the wooden spoon again, caramba. Yeah? Like and subscribe. You lot are the real ones. Big up to all of you lot, the support, the watch along. You know, the support was mad. Also to the match, my match reaction, the support was mad. Big up to all of you lot. Like, I see all the support. I see the likes. To the haters, to the people that support all of you, I don't care. You're watching, you're helping me with the algorithm. I don't care. Like, at the end of the day, big up to all of you lot, man. Real talk. Like, I appreciate it way more than a lot of you think. Like, you know, I never even thought I'd get to this stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the first season, actually, that I'm going to be doing a full season. When my channel started last season, I've only been doing my channel, focusing on my channel for about 7-8 months. This will be the first full season. Let's see where we can go. Let's see how much we can grow. And yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there, man. We'll get there. I never thought in 8 months I'll be able to be past 2K followers, man. Absolutely crazy. Do you know what I'm saying? And have all these Arteta sexuals bare rattled. You know what I mean? Oh, you're a mini league gunner. You're a mini league gunner. Yeah, you keep sucking Arteta's ballsack, bro. So what does that make you? I don't understand, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just mad. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, listen, the first full season of Northside LDN doing every game, hopefully, of the season. Big up to all of you lot. And yeah, it's a mad one. Let me know in the comments down below what you make of the documentary. And also, if you want to tell me what you make of the Crystal Palace result. But without further ado, I'm out, caramba. Peace.